This video is all about selling and pitching junior rockers. Pitching junior rockers is a little bit more complicated than Kids Rock. First of all, with Kids Rock, all you got to say is rock band ages 4 to 7. And people say, what? How is that possible? That's obscene. You won't even take my 4-year-old in guitar lessons? You're telling me he can play in your rock band program? What's going on here? It's a very, thought-provoking, surprising statement. Easy to sell. Junior rockers, harder to sell. Not so obvious. It's a little, it's a much more, or it's been a much more profitable program for me and my studio, because you're able to feed and build the program from two different avenues, which we'll talk about. But selling junior rockers, there's two ways that you're going to do it. Either you're going to have kids from Kids Rock up or aging out of it going into junior rockers, which means you need to be educating these Kids Rock families about junior rockers, or someone is going to call in interested in guitar lessons or piano lessons, drum lessons, bass lessons for their, 7 to 11-year-old. And you're going to say, hey, actually, I want to sell you this thing. I know you're calling about the Big Mac. I'm going to try to sell you on the Quarter Pounder. So some good sales skills are involved here. And so here we go. First, here's the outline of the sales pitch. We want to, number 1, collect information. Number 2, deliver our one-liner. Number 3, reveal customer's need. Number 4, pitch. And then number 5, close the deal. So let's break down each one. Collect information. We need the parent's name, the kid's age. We want to refer to the child throughout the phone call by name, and by the end, refer to the parent by name, ideally at the end. We want to then state our one-liner. What's a one-liner? A one-liner is a statement that clearly explains what your business offers, music lessons in this case, and how your product or service will improve the life of the customer and solve a problem that they have. Problem? What kind of problem? My customers don't have a problem. They do have a problem, and we're going to talk about that. The purpose of the one-liner is also to stir thought and for the customer. We want to kind of get them thinking, oh, that's an interesting way to talk about it. And we want to establish expertise, establish ourselves as experts. So here's 3 points you need to hit in your one-liner. You want to identify the customer's problem. We're going to state how you can help them. You're going to help them through the service. And we're going to paint sort of a happy ending to the story. So here's a one-liner. I got a couple right now that I'll use, but here's a new one. Actually, before I say the one-liner, I'm going to put it in the context of an actual sales call. I'm going to kind of role play a call, and I'm going to stop after the one-liner. Phone rings. Dave Simon's Rock School. This is Dave. Oh, hi. I'm calling about guitar lessons for my daughter. Great. Let me just ask you a few questions first. First of all, what is your name? My name's Melanie. Melanie, and what is your daughter's name? Her name's Sophia. And how old is Sophia? She's 8. Great. And you mentioned that Sophia is interested in guitar. Yeah, she just got a guitar for Christmas, and we're interested in lessons for her. Well, great. Well, let me tell you a little bit about our school, and then we can look at some different options for Sophia. So at our school, we know that the kids don't always love music lessons, and getting kids to practice, it can certainly be a challenge. The problem isn't the child. The problem is how music lessons have traditionally been taught. We offer rock band classes and lessons that make playing an instrument fun and easy. And this really helps kids feel good about themselves and develop a lifelong love of music. I'm just curious, Melanie, what inspired you to seek out music lessons for your daughter? Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Let's look at what I did. I kind of came out and stated this obvious fear or problem that people have. People are worried their kids are going to have bad experiences with music lessons, that it's going to be hard, that they're going to hate it, just like they did when they were a child. Most parents have had negative experiences with music lessons. And the ones that had good experiences, well, they're probably still playing today. People like you. Most people had bad experiences in lessons. So take a gamble and make the assumption that you can say something like that. We know kids don't always love music lessons, and getting them to practice can be a challenge. You're probably 90% of the time the parent's going to go, ooh, wow, right, he's so right. I was that kid. I hated music lessons and I didn't practice. And my mom was always on me about it. And I don't want to have to be on my kid about it. Hey, don't worry about that. We got it covered. Because the problem, first of all, wasn't you, Mom. It was how you were being taught. And we're not going to teach your child that way. We offer rock band classes and lessons that make playing an instrument not only fun, but easy. And it's going to make your kid feel good about herself. And we're going to help her develop a lifelong love of music. So what are you doing? You got the parent thinking, and you're establishing yourself as an expert. Now we reveal the need of the parent by saying, what inspired you to seek out music lessons? And you want to listen carefully for pain points and certain desires that the parent has. Maybe ask an additional one or two more questions. And this will allow you to show empathy. The parent will begin to have a favorable feeling and opinion about you. They'll begin to like you. And if they view you as an expert, they view you as an empathetic person, and they like you, well, guess what? They're now beginning to trust you. And if they trust you, that's where you can then sell to them. They're going to say, hey, you're awesome, person. And whatever you tell me to buy, I'm going to buy, because you've just shed a lot of light, and you've really given me a new understanding of what this thing is that I'm seeking for my daughter. Okay, so I'm going to now go into the sales pitch. With Junior Rockerz, there's two options. I used to use, I'm going to call one the soft sell, and then one is the hard sell. I started the program off doing the soft sell, and I did pretty good with it. I don't know, maybe got up to like 30, 40 kids in the program. But then I think it was January of 2017, I then shifted to the hard sell. And man, the program took off. So let's take a look at these two options. The only way you're going to do the hard sell and make it work is you got to believe in this strategy. So here's the soft sell. Actually, before I go into it, let's do a little role play of me asking the mom, so what inspired you to seek out music lessons? Maybe she's like, well, Sophia, she's kind of a shy kid. She has her friends, but just doesn't really, really trying to get it, hoping that music can help her come out of her shell a little bit. She tried sports and she just wasn't that into it. The girls were on her soccer team were really, really competitive, and we've tried different sports, dance. We're just hoping that music is something that she really connects with. Her dad was in a rock band in college, so maybe she's got some of that music gene. Great information. What's the pain point? Kid's shy. Kid, hasn't succeeded in some sports. And mom's looking to find, establish connection. She wants something that her daughter can connect with. Dad has music in the family. Maybe Sophia has the music gene as well. That's great. All right, so now we can sell. Okay, so here's a soft sell. Well, after hearing a little bit of Sophia's story, I'd recommend our band program for kids, for kids her age. It's called Junior Rockerz. And the program, it prepares kids for private lessons as they learn how to play in a real performing rock band. Sophia would be up and playing music on day one with a group of her peers. I'd like to give you a quick overview of the program, and then we can discuss whether Junior Rockerz or private lessons would be the best fit for her. Does that sound okay? All right, so let's break that down a little bit. I said, kind of surprised her. I'm like, look, this program actually prepares them for private lessons. You called about private lessons, this thing. Well, she might not be ready for that yet. We've got this thing that will prepare her for that. And this thing she gets to do in a group. She gets to do it with her peers. She's going to be up and playing music on day one which also implies if she goes into private lessons, she's not going to be up and playing music on day one. Maybe she's going to be learning how to read the treble clef or something. But no, she's going to be up and playing it in a rock band on day one. And then you ask for permission. Can I tell you a little bit more about the program? Does this sound okay? Mom's going to say, yes at this point. Maybe she's like, no. We really want private lessons, and here's why. And okay, then mom pushes back and she's really firm and she's got her own agenda. Maybe make one little additional point and then transition and sell her on that private lesson. That's fine. Here's the hard sell. Okay. All new students in Sophia's age group start out in our Junior Rockerz program. The program allows kids to learn how to play music in a real performing rock band. The kids are up and playing music on day one. The social and performance aspects of the class are a real motivational factor for these kids. I'd recommend that Sophia start out in our Junior Rockerz class, and then we can look at adding private lessons on once she's ready for more personalized instruction. I know Sophia is a complete beginner, but that is exactly who this program is for. Does learning music and performing concerts in a rock band sound like something that Sophia would enjoy? Okay, so I asked a question that I think I know what the answer will be. I'm not asking if she want to sign up. I just said, does this sound like something she would enjoy? Yes, this sounds like something she would enjoy. Great. Let me give you a brief overview of the program. And now I'm in position to pitch the program. If mom says, well, no, it doesn't sound like something she would enjoy, or maybe it's conflicting with what mom wants. Maybe mom's like, no, I want traditional lessons. But you say, hey, would your daughter sound like something she would enjoy? It might create tension for her. She's thinking, well, it does sound like something she would enjoy. But I really want my daughter to have this thing, the traditional lesson, which I had, which I hated, and I quit. Do I want to do this to my daughter? Now you're potentially creating this tension and this conflict in mom's mind. I'll go to the expert. You're the expert. Expert, okay. Go ahead, tell me about this Junior Rockerz thing. Great. Let me give you a brief overview of the program. Junior Rockerz was created by a music curriculum developer so kids could have instant access to playing music. We're able to accomplish this through easy-to-play arrangements containing music for both the complete beginner and the more experienced musician. The kids in the band, they write their own song lyrics, giving them a sense of accomplishment and ownership in the music they play. Junior Rockerz reverses the educational process by making rock band a child's introduction to music and private lessons a destination. Does this sound like something Sophia would enjoy doing? Yeah, I asked it before. I'm asking it again now. Mom says, yeah, this really sounds great. Now watch what I do here. Well, great. Well, we have an opening on our Monday 4:00 band. We also have a Thursday opening in our 6:00 band. Would either one of these work better for you? Whoa, slow down, you might be thinking. And mom might be thinking that as well. I've cut right to the sale. I'm ready to close the deal at this point. And I gave two options. You want this one or that one? Okay, so what objections would the mom have at this point? It's either one of two options. She's not ready to commit because she needs to genuinely check her schedule. And if that's the case, well, great. Well, do you want me to hold a spot for you? I'll hold the spot for you in both of these bands. Get back to me tonight once you check your calendar or talk with your husband like you said you need to do. And I'll get back to you in 24 hours to see, or if I don't hear from you tonight, I'll get back to you tomorrow and to see which spot works better for you. Does that sound good? Yes, that sounds good. Great. So now, you didn't close the deal on that call. You could even say something like, these classes do fill up quickly, and I really want to make sure that Sophia gets in a band that works, well for your schedule. but you're in position to close the deal. If there's an objection, if you say, does this sound like something that Sophia would enjoy? Yeah, no, it does, but I really still kind of thought private lesson, okay, then you can deal with that objection, and you can, well, tell me this, Mom, tell me what your greatest concern would be by having Sophia start out with this program. And by asking that question, you are going to find out for yourself. The reason why Mom won't say yes is because she doesn't know enough to say yes. She's saying no because she doesn't know enough about the program, which means, okay, she might need a little bit more explaining, might need to know some more of the features and some of the benefits of the program. You got to get back into sales footing again. So let's look at that. If we have to get back into sales footing, here's some talking points, little bullet points that I like to kind of have ready. In Junior Rockerz, the kids are playing music as quickly as possible. Kids want results. Kids have this dream, this fantasy of what it is that playing an instrument's going to be like. And a private lesson doesn't necessarily live up to that fantasy, into that dream, because in that lesson, there's a lot of information coming at a child. In Junior Rockerz lives up to that fantasy because the objective is to get the band up and playing as quickly as possible. That is what the child dreamed of when she first, thought about playing an instrument. Well, Junior Rockerz makes good on that dream. Day one, they're up and playing. Easy to play arrangements for beginners and intermediate. That's the most common objection is, even though you gave the sales pitch, the parent's like, yeah, but I don't know, maybe we need to start in private lessons. Let's build some skills first and then do the band. Look, Junior Rockerz was written and designed for children like your daughter. It's, like I said, it's all about reversing the educational process. Think of it like this. When you had mentioned that Sophia had done some sports. I'm just curious, did she meet one-on-one privately with the coach, or did she just join her soccer team? She just joined her soccer team. Well, great. Think of this as the soccer team. She's just joining the team, and the music is designed in a way so that it's so easy that an 8-year-old who's never played before can come in and play. A lot of parents perceive playing an instrument as being something that's really hard to do. Being really good on an instrument is really hard to do, but being able to play a little bit of music, pretty easy to do. I mean, you could sit down with the kid and within 5 minutes have them playing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. That's music. They're playing music. Okay. So it is easy to do, but parents have this idea that it's going to be really hard and they need that intensive one-on-one coaching. Use a sports analogy. Always works well. Songwriting creates a sense of ownership and accomplishment. The songwriting thing is a hard thing to unveil in the sales pitch. I'll maybe say something like, the music they play, they aren't playing songs from the radio because those songs are hard to play. These songs were custom designed for the program. There's no lyrics in the songs, but each song has its own tune, and the students write their lyrics, which gives them a sense of ownership and accomplishment. Okay. Another phrase I like to use, and I've used it probably a couple times now, is it reverses the learning process, making private lessons a destination. And I mentioned in the sales pitch that Junior Rockerz was developed by this music curriculum writer from somewhere far away. It's good to say that because you're showing that the program is proven and it's tested. And if the parent maybe has another kid in Kids Rock at your studio, you can say, oh, well, the guy who designed Kids Rock, he also developed this program. Avoid going too deep with the details of the program unless the parent really inquires. They're not interested in the details. They're interested in what is it and what is it going to do for my kid? How is it going to enhance and improve my child's life? Also, try to avoid letting the parent take control of the conversation. Respond to their questions, and that's great, but try to steer it back on track as to where you want it to be, where you're focusing on their kid and the benefits that they're going to experience from it. So you need to decide for yourself, studio owner person, are you going to go with the soft sell or the hard sell? Are you going to say, I know you're calling about piano lessons, but let me tell you about this thing. Okay. You can get results with that, but no one will call you up saying, oh yeah, I'm interested in your Junior Rockerz program. They're not going to do that. They'll do it if they will eventually, once words kind of got out in the community. They won't even they probably won't even know the name of the program. They're just going to know that their kid's friend or their friend's kid is in some rock band program. Or are you going to go with the hard sell? Students in this age group at our school, they start here. Either way, if you go soft or if you go hard, keep in your back pocket the option of private lessons. I truly believe that Junior Rockerz does a better job of getting kids engaged and feeling good about playing an instrument. It does a better job than private lessons. And some kids come into Junior Rockerz and they're just taken to it, quickly, and they want to go into private lessons because they're ready to go. That's great. But there are a lot of kids that will never go into private lessons because they're just not that serious about it. But they enjoy the camaraderie of the rock band. They love the performance. And those kids, they deserve the right to benefit from music as well. Music doesn't have to be necessarily for the extremely gifted or the extremely driven. I firmly believe that all kids deserve an opportunity to play music. And both Kids Rock and Junior Rockerz create an environment where a kid can benefit from music, and doing it in a performance environment is just so good for their self-esteem, and it's so good for the parents. It gives the parents such a great feeling to see their kids on stage. So lots of sales content I gave you. Hope you guys find this helpful.